who you are and what you do and how you carry yourself, especially during a time of adversity, I feel like speaks volumes of who I am as a person. And so I'm still trying to lead those guys the right way, even though it's in a completely different position than how we started the year. Definitely just different. But I'm way more. That was one of the only things that gave me peace, was understanding is like, okay, maybe, God's got a plan for this. No one knows what it is, but understanding that there is a higher power involved in this, and like everything's going to be just fine regardless of how it shakes out.
Welcome to the Wilson Family Playbook, where football meets family and every day is game day.
We're your hosts, Morgan and Logan Wilson, bringing you inside the huddle with stories from the field, life off of it, and everything in between.
Whether it's X's and O's or real talk from the Wilson household, this is your front row seat to our playbook.
Let's dive in.
Welcome back, guys. I don't even know what week we're in right now. It's the week of the Thursday night game. We play the Steelers tomorrow, Thursday night. We didn't have a podcast episode last week. The Wilson family had a rough one last week. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna talk all about all the things that happened, but to be quite frank, we just were not in a mindset last week where we could put on a face and try to talk to a camera and pretend like everything was okay, especially because it wasn't really out yet, of like what kind of had happened. And we didn't want to spill the beans of the podcast. And also, again, just we didn't really want to sit down and talk about it or try to fake that everything was okay. So I'm going to let Logan kind of dive into what our week looked like last week, and I'll kind of chime in, but I feel like we should hear it from you.
Yeah, I think last week there was a lot of processing. Definitely better this week than we were last week. Understanding that there's just like, it's like trusting in God's plan as to what's going on. Last week I met with Zach and basically told me that I was going to be benched for Barrett, and so it was tough to hear that. I don't need to get in all the nitty-gritty of everything else that was said, but that was the gist of the conversation. And so there was like, I don't know, I feel like I was processing it pretty much all week, because prior to last week, you take all the starter reps, you weren't on any special teams, and so it was weird because last week I wasn't taking hardly any reps during practice, and then I was on a couple special teams, and so there's just a really weird time. People would check in and ask me how I was doing, and I was like, I'm all right. Like, it's just weird. More than anything. And so but the one thing that I always, like, I stressed in my interview with the media, I think it was yesterday, was that it wasn't gonna affect who I was because of the cards that I was dealt and the circumstances that we're in. And I made sure that Barrett knew that, and that I still wanted to help him and pour into him and help him become a really good player in this league. Because I don't know, that's just how I was raised, to do the right thing, even when it's not the easy thing. And I feel like the impact you can have on people is far greater than much else. I think that this, who you are and what you do and how you carry yourself, especially during a time of adversity, I feel like speaks volumes of who I am as a person. And so I'm still trying to lead those guys the right way, even though it's in a completely different position than how we started the year. Definitely just different. But I'm way more. That was one of the only things that gave me peace, was understanding is like, okay, maybe, God's got a plan for this. No one knows what it is, but understanding that there is a higher power involved in this, and like everything's going to be just fine regardless of how it shakes out. So way more at peace with it now than I was last week, but that was a big reason why we couldn't really talk about. There was just so many. There still is unknowns, but there was, like, last week, it was just like there was
so many.
It took me like an hour to fall asleep with my eyes closed. Like eyes closed for an hour and I couldn't fall asleep. And so
Yeah.
there's just a lot, and it still is a different time, but it's not going to change who I am
Yeah.
because of it all.
Yeah. Kind of like backtracking. So for the first, we've played 6 games, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the first, not even first 5 games, but I would say games like 3 and 4 heavily. I shouldn't even say heavily. During the fourth quarter, Barrett was switching in and out. Before week 3, which was, I think that might have been Minnesota, you'd kind of had like an ankle injury that week, nothing major. And your coach had come to you and said, like, I want to protect you. I mean, this is a long season. NFL seasons are really long. And when you are the starting linebacker and you are playing every single snap, like it's a lot on your body. And so he had just told you, like, I'm going to keep you fresh. And at the end of the game, Barrett was like kind of switching in and out with you. And then the next week in Denver, same kind of thing. You had gone to the sideline though and said, like, hey,
Well, you just told me to let him
relief.
know. And,
Yeah.
and like that at time I did, because you're playing at altitude.
Yeah,
And
you needed
altitude's
oxygen.
real.
Yeah, for sure.
I know about it.
So I would say from my viewpoint, I was kind of like, okay, I mean, we've been here for 5.5 years. This is year 6. And for 4 of those years, or 5 of the 4 of those years, you've started and pretty much played like the whole game, unless you were injured. So when someone was switching in and out with you, I just like, it gave me this uneasy feeling of like, something just seems weird. I knew like Coach Hodge, your linebacker coach, I mean, he is amazing and he's a man of his word. Like, I don't doubt for a second that that's the reason that he was switching Barrett in and out for you, like to truly keep you healthy, but also to give Barrett those reps of like, hey, you're a rookie linebacker, like let's give you this position to like see what you've got. And then during the Lions game, I want to say you didn't come out at all because you guys were playing 3 linebackers a lot of the game. And during that game, you had just said to me that like Al was like really praising you, like felt like you were doing a really good job, getting the guys lined up super well. So then on Monday, when Logan texted me, he just said, I just had a meeting with Zach and he said he's not going to start me next week. I mean, I was like, what the frick? I've probably said the actual F word, but I was like, what is going on? And I immediately got on the phone with Steve, Logan's agent, and I was like, what do you think this is about? And we don't need to get into like all of the politics of football and stuff, but we just were dumbfounded. I think when the Bengals drafted 2 linebackers, you do kind of have that realization of like, okay, like younger guys are coming in. You know that like eventually those guys will take your spot. That's just the reality of the NFL. Do you think it's going to happen not even mid-season? I would say we're still in the first part of the season. No. So yeah, it was just like very, very shocking. I was like in tears multiple times, Monday and Tuesday, just because like my heart just hurt so badly for you. Like I knew that for you, it came with, I'm sure, some sort of embarrassment. I mean, confusion, hurt. I feel like you felt blindsided. And when the person that you love feels all of those things, like you just want to take that away and you want to make that better.
Yeah. And
I didn't know how to like best do that other than praying over you, being there for you, standing up for you. I'm from me, and I think this is just protective me. I wish that there could be a better reason as to why you were told that you aren't starting. I feel like, and again, I'm not going to say anything bad about anyone, but I think that for how long you have been here, it's not like you've been here 3 months and like the Bengals don't know you well. Like Zach Taylor knows you. You have been through a lot on this team with him. And to not be given an answer as to why you were benched was, I know, very hard for you and like really confusing for me, because I'm someone that I'm like, if I do something wrong, I want to know. Like, I want constructive criticism to be like, okay, I get it. I did this wrong, but I want to fix it. So what can I do moving forward to make these changes? And for you to not be given those answers is like, okay, so what is this about then? And maybe they just don't want to tell you. I don't know. But for me, I feel like a head coach should be able to give constructive criticism. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But we're here. We're all good. I mean, I think that the faith part of it for us is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I stress is like, to everyone that was checking in, is like my identity is not in football.
Yeah.
Like, football is just what I do, but it's not who I am. And so, like, when you have that mindset, I guess, with everything, like, it makes it, I wouldn't say easy, but like, you just understand that, like, I'm gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
Regardless of what this is, whatever my role is, like, I'm just gonna do it to the best of my ability and still help all the guys around me, because still want to be part of a team and help collectively go out there on, well, Thursday night this week, but Sundays in general, and get wins. So.
Yeah. You're still a team guy. And like, I think Jake and I were talking about this before we started filming, but I think these circumstances bring out someone's true character. I think that it's really easy to be like on cloud nine when everything's going your way, but when things aren't going your way, it's really hard to keep that positive, I mean, you're putting your team first mentality. And I just want to say, like, I couldn't be more proud of the man that you are and how you handled this. And you sent me a text last week and you told me about how at practice you went up to Barrett and you put your arm around him and said, look, like, I'm still going to be Logan. I'm still going to be the guy that's going to support you. Whatever you need from me, I'm going to still pour into you. And you were like, because I want to make our kids, you didn't say proud, but you wanted to be able to look back on this and tell our kids one day, I faced a really adverse time in my football career and this is how I handled it. I didn't go up in arms. I didn't start like yelling at people. I didn't walk out of meetings. I didn't like disrespect anyone. Was I hurt? 100%. I let myself feel those things. I turned to family. I turned to friends. I turned to my faith. And then from there, I was like, okay, I still have this hurt and I'm going to carry it probably for a while now, but I'm also going to be there for the guys, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. It doesn't make it any easier, but just definitely help. You just feel better about yourself and like how you're just finding a different way to contribute to the cause of the team.
Yeah.
So that's been my mindset with it all.
We have
and Barrett was very, very appreciative. Like, there's nothing but love and respect.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Make sure people do not get any of that twisted.
Yes.
He's been so appreciative of everything I've done to help him. And I'm just appreciative of who he is as a player and how much he's tried to grow and continue to ask questions. And he was very, very appreciative when I put my arm around him, because he said he felt like crap all day. And he was texting his family just because he just felt uneasy about it. And he was just feeling uneasy about it in a different situation. But like, if I was in his shoes and, like, I would want the veteran to respond according, like how I've responded. And so that's kind of been my mindset with everything. And I feel like it's just kind of let him feel like he can still ask questions and learn and grow as a player, because he's at the end of the day, like, he's still he's at the beginning of his young career and he's only gonna get better. So
oh my gosh. And like Barrett, when this all happened, like, there was never a time in my mind, in Logan's mind, that we were like, we hope Barrett goes out there and fails. Like, we hope that he crashes and burns, whatever. We were like, we hope that Barrett goes out there and plays lights out. And I mean, this is his chance to get on that field and show people like what he's made of. And you've been given that chance like many times, and your career, I mean, I know it's not done yet, but you have had an amazing career to this point. And like you said, he's just getting started, and he's an incredible linebacker. He's an amazing person. He has such a good heart. And he's going to be a great linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, people can say what they want right now. Last week was his first time starting, his first time playing a full game. Like, you're going to make mistakes. That's 1,000% expected. But yeah, I think he's such a nice kid. He looks up to Logan like none other. I sat and talked with him for almost an hour last Monday, and he was just telling me like everything that you've told him to do, he does. Like supplements to take, routines to follow. Like he loves Logan and looks up to him. And I mean, I think that you consider him like a little brother, and you want to pour into him because people that came before you poured into you.
Yeah. Just
So.
returning the favor at a different point in my career. So
Yeah. Go ahead, Jake.
It feels like you've mentioned a couple of times people reached out to you, family, friends, whoever. I think you've mentioned that as well, Morgan. What have those messages looked like? People reaching out to you, what's that meant to you, hearing from family and friends over the course of, probably outside of any injuries, is it fair to say the toughest 2 weeks of your career?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they're just checking in, asking me how I'm doing more than anything. And just being like basically keep your head up, keep working hard, like control the controllables, like
Yep.
the usual messages, really how I live my life. And sometimes it's just nice when someone actually reaches out to genuinely check in to see how you're doing.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, there was like coaches were doing it too, making sure I was doing all right and
Yeah.
understanding that like just go out there, control what you can, continue to try to get better each and every day. Everything will work out regardless, whatever that looks like, it'll all
Yeah.
work itself out. And I'm definitely in a better headspace now with it all, especially going into a Thursday night.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. Like, it just goes to show that, like, again, life is so much bigger than football. You had coaches reaching out to you that had coached you in the NFL. I mean, college, actually, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if college coaches reached out to you, but past coaches in the NFL that they're not calling to talk to you about football. They're calling you to check in on Logan because you have built a relationship with them. And yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And with what you said, Jake, I personally, you probably have a different feeling than this because you're the one that gets injured. I feel like emotionally, this has been harder than any injury because with an injury, you're injured, you have a game plan, you schedule surgery. With something like this, it's very unknown. You don't know. It's not like you can have an answer and make a game plan moving forward. This is like, I'm just going to go out and do my best. And I have literally zero control except for the things I can control. But like, you can't control a coach's decision. And so I think mentally, for me at least, this has been harder than like past injuries that you've had. Just like trying to cope with it and make a plan, and you just can't. So one thing I did want to talk about, so we do, I think a lot of NFL teams do this, but it used to just be couple study. Now they call it a community group. And we have been going this year. We went earlier in Logan's career, and then life just got crazy. We had Cambry. It was too hard to go last year, but we've been going this year. And last week, the verse that we really talked about was Matthew 13:31-32, and it says, here is another illustration. Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed planted in a field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but it becomes the largest of garden plants. It grows into a tree, and birds come and make nests in its branches. And through all of this, it was just this testimony to, we don't know why this is happening. We don't know what God's plan with this is. But we do have faith, even if it's just faith the size of a mustard seed, that God is going to use this for something so good. And so I think that that's also been something so comforting, that like all God is calling us to do is have this tiny amount of faith, even in a situation like this that is not fun and it really sucks, to be quite honest. But I feel like we have even more, honestly, faith than a mustard seed. So we know that on the other side of this, it's going to bring goodness, and I don't know what that is right now,
No
but
one does.
we'll be able to look back on this podcast one day and say, that's what it was for.
Yeah.
So
Short week this week, obviously. What does obviously everything's changed a little bit here, but just in general, from a short week perspective, what does this look like for you? I know you guys got home 4:00 game on Sunday, so you don't get home until pretty late Sunday night. What does the rest of the week look like for you?
I think I got
you're getting
home-
ready for Thursday.
I think I got home on Sunday night at like 11.
Yeah.
And then Monday was our one off day this week. And then pretty much jam-pack everything into Tuesday, Wednesday, and tomorrow morning. So like Tuesday, yesterday, I think we were off the field by 8 o'clock last night. And so it was a really long,
Yeah, you didn't get home till like 8:30 last night.
long day. And then today was a little bit shorter of a day. And then we have to go stay in the hotel tonight. And then Thursday, obviously, tomorrow's the game. And so we have some meetings in the morning, but then off until we have to be at the stadium. But it's just a jam-packed, condensed week.
Yeah.
So there's always you always hope to not be too beat up from the week prior, because it's just like such a fast turnaround to plan another football game. But then once you get through the Thursday night game, it's like a little mini bye, so you get a few days of recovery, which is always nice. But it's getting through that's the hard part.
I feel like Thursday night games are such like a love-hate, because like the first part, is short. It's like grind. But then once you're done with the game on Thursday, it's like, okay, I have an extra 3 days to recover.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, other teams don't have that. So that part of it is nice.
What are you guys able to do during those 3 days? Do you go anywhere? Do you get the time off for you? What's that
Tell
look
them what
like?
you're doing on Saturday.
I'm going to the T and Jamar car show.
Logan is currently getting his car cleaned right now for the car show. Do you want to know why he's getting his car cleaned?
Yeah, let's tell them why.
So Logan, he's a big car guy. You have a Corvette, a Zio 6.
Yes, good job.
And he always parks it in the garage. He gets the garage spot. And Cambry, this was probably a month ago, I let her paint this canvas on the driveway. And she, of course, got paint all over the driveway. And I just have been like procrastinating cleaning it off. Well, our neighbor, Cindy, she let me use her power washer. So I'm power washing the driveway, having a grand old time. That is like the most satisfying thing ever, to watch like it just clean itself. Well, I didn't realize that all the dirt from the driveway was kicking back up into the garage, and it went all over the backside of Logan's car. It's all over our freezer. It's all over the walls. So I was having a great time, but the inside of our garage could now use a power
My
washing.
car looked like it maybe should have gone mudding.
It looked like you were in the movie Cars doing the dirt racetrack. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, that would look like where you turn right to go left.
Well, and then, so Cindy, our sweet neighbor, which I just love her so much, she is Cambry right now. I could literally cry at how much I love Cindy. Anyway, she just came over to get Cambry Girl so we could record this, and Kaylee, who details our cars, is out there, and he made the comment to Cindy. He was like, yeah, I think this is the dirtiest I've ever seen Morgan's car. And she goes, yeah, I think Cambry took a smoothie in her back seat and just started shaking it as hard as she could. And it's all over my window, all over the door.
It's the first thing he said to me when I got out. It's like, bro, what did she do in here?
There's like dried banana
Also
on
having
the
a
floor.
White interior, cream interior, whatever,
Yeah.
is tough when you have a kid that takes a smoothie and pushes her straw through the holes
She goes,
and
uh-oh.
just goes like this everywhere with it, just flinging everywhere.
Like, you can't say uh-oh if you intentionally did something.
She can.
She can get away with anything. So yeah, Logan's gonna go to T and Jamar's car show on Saturday. Last night I was like, so what time is it at? And he goes, from 1 to 5. And I'm like, you staying for the whole thing? Or he goes, yep. Sweet. But no,
They're cool.
Mimi's coming this weekend, Logan's mom. She actually lands tonight. And I got a babysitter for the game tomorrow night. So I'm going to go to dinner before. We might go to Soto.
Who?
Me and Gracie and Meg and Cassidy. Why I was blanking her name.
And my mom?
And your mom.
Where's my invite?
You got to play a game, bruh.
I don't care. I'll still eat Soto.
Hey, I went to
Pre-game
Soto.
meal.
I went to Soto on Friday night and can confirm still as delicious
Still
as
delicious.
ever. Yeah,
What
it
did you
was
get?
fantastic.
What did you get?
Let's see. We got the tagliatelle, we got the gnocchi, and we got the cacio e pepe, which is just like my favorite classic
Yum.
Italian
Yep.
food.
Yep.
Like I know people are gonna get on me for missing a few things, but
I know.
I like what I like, and so I'm a
I get
very
that.
classic Italian. That's where I go.
Do you have
with.
Italian
It
in
was
your family?
fantastic. Yes, my
You look Italian.
my grandmother's maiden name is Visconti, so
Oh,
I've got the hardcore Italian, and we went last year, which was
Yeah.
incredible.
To Italy?
Yeah, fantastic trip.
Jealous.
Yeah, I still
Highly
go.
recommend.
That's going to be our retirement trip from
Hey,
the NFL.
I do want to talk about something that's going on this week also. You guys have some guests coming into town, and I think it's a cool chance to kind of explain why they're coming.
I was like, Jake, who's coming into town?
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, just dropped the ball.
I don't think. Yeah. By the way, no, you have some people coming into town to see the game, and it's a good chance to kind of explain why they're coming, who they are, not who they are, but what got them here, and kind of some of your summer, what that looked like. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's something to hit on.
Me?
You got it, bro.
Okay, bro. So we've done a kids camp 3 years in a row. Our first year we put it on by ourselves. Highly do not recommend. It was a lot of work. I remember out in my garage for like hours. Luckily we didn't have a baby then. Putting together all these little gift bags, and anyway, it went incredible though. And I feel like after that year we were like, okay, this is something we want to do continuously. Fast forward, we did one summer camp 2 years ago in Casper, and it was incredible. And then Jim had the great idea of like, let's do a benefit dinner afterwards. That year we did the Brooks Joshua Anderson Foundation, Natrona County Schools,
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club. It was just those three.
I think so.
Yeah. And I can't remember the exact amount we raised for them. But we raised an incredible
It was
amount of,
over 100.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think that first one.
He was like
I
120
think it was
or
something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's probably,
$120,000.
pretty close to this number.
Yeah, between the camp and the dinner. And the dinner is super fun because we get to auction off all sorts of stuff. Jerseys, footballs. That year we did not have a guest come. But one of the things that we auction off is a Cincy experience. And last year, I want to say it didn't actually end up happening. Like something had come up where they weren't able to come to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then this last year we did a camp in Casper, Wyoming, and then we expanded to Laramie, Wyoming, which is our college town, and did benefit dinners for both of them and did the same thing. We auctioned off a Cincy experience, which flew 2 people out, paid for hotel, flight, 2 game tickets, 2 sideline passes, and then a dinner at Ruby's, I want to say. And
Montgomery Inn. Yeah, just like
Montgomery
local
Inn
spots.
or something. Yeah. Maybe Montgomery Inn is tomorrow before the game. I'm not sure. But anyway, the people that bid on the Cincy experience are coming to this game. And then tomorrow, they kind of just get to explore. That's the kind of fun thing about a Thursday night game is you have all day. And then I'm going to meet them at the stadium before and got them sideline passes. So they'll get to go down and kind of get the full experience of like being on the field. And then they're going to sit in our box with us. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I feel like this last year, between the 2 camps, I think we raised like, was it 160?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the exact number.
So, I
but
mean-
it was talk about those charities that you
Yeah.
picked out and why you're doing it for them. I think it's
Yeah.
such a powerful moment of the night when you get to go through and talk about the different places. I don't want to make you cry today, but talk through those.
Yeah. So I literally already feel the tears coming. So one that no, that's Camry's favorite thing right now. the one that is like the nearest and dearest to my heart is the Cathedral Home in Laramie, Wyoming. I think of her as honestly a big sister, Rachel LeBeau. She works there. I nannied for her in college, and so that's how I got super close with her. I think of her kids as like my little sisters. I love them dearly. 2 years ago, I want to say, or no, it's 3 years ago now, I reached out to Rachel and I was like, I just feel like that was before like we had started having kids. I wanted to pour into something. I had more time on my hands, and so I started working for the Cathedral Home in their community counseling department. And I don't work there anymore. After I had Cambry, it was honestly just a lot to try to juggle it all, but it was just a foundation that grew. Like I grew such a love for it, so that when we were thinking about different benefits to have our auction support, that was like a no-brainer for me. So the Cathedral Home, Boys and Girls Club, Natrona County Athletics, Cowboy Joe Club, and the University of Wyoming Athletics. We did both, right?
And then Brooks.
And Brooks, yeah. Brooks Joshua Anderson Foundation, which we've talked about that a little bit, but if you want to just touch on it really quick.
Yeah. I feel like we've touched on this.
I think we have. Yeah, because remember when the guy delivering our grill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
just
it's
a
the
quick
Brooks
overview.
Joshua Anderson Foundation. One of my best friends is still a high school coach at Natrona County High School in Casper, Wyoming. And it was one of my high school coaches when I was growing up, and they ended up losing their firstborn son to SIDS. And so him and I just got really close after all this happened, and I always told him that I would do everything in my power to be able to help shine a light on their situation and give back to their foundation and all the good work that they're doing in not only the community of Casper, but they're contributing to the community here in Cincy too, but then towards research, SIDS research.
Are they at the Seattle?
What?
Or
The SIDS research?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere. It's like Seattle Children's.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've just done a lot of work with him over the years, and like the My Cause, My Cleats that we're allowed to do in the NFL. Like I've built my cleats for their foundation, and their two boys that they have now are at an age where they can like throw their own little designs onto the cleats, and so it's pretty cool to have someone bring their designs to life on a cleat, and they really enjoy being a part of that. And I know that their parents specifically really enjoy think it's really cool how they can still be a part of their big brother, just in a different.
Yeah. Jamie said to me one time, she was like, I never thought I would see my 3 boys work on something together. But when she sees the cleat, she's like, I can see all 3 of my boys working together on one thing, which when she told me that, I was like,
yeah, it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic people and have done a lot of good work.
Yeah. So those are all of the beneficiaries that we had this year for our dinner, and I think it's just going to continue to grow. I think even post football career, like the camps and dinners are still going to be something that we do, because we've seen the outreach and how we can pour into our community in such an amazing way, and little kids get to come and learn from you. And I think that's so cool. Like the excitement that they always have, it just lights them up. Yeah. So long story short, that's who's coming this weekend. And we're excited. I remember the people that won it. Are these the ones from Laramie? I believe so. Yeah, the people from Laramie are the ones coming tomorrow. And actually, there was this sweetest guy. I say grandpa because he's older, and he had his granddaughter there, and he was in a bidding war with the people that ended up winning it. And the little girl, I mean, she was dressed to the nines in all of her Bengals gear. And I remember like when her grandpa was bidding on this, she was like almost in tears. And she told, or afterwards, the grandpa and the granddaughter came and talked to me and had just mentioned how she had really been struggling with some bullying, and how tonight, like just being there, I mean, was life-changing for her. And so I told them, I was like, look, if you guys can get yourselves to Cincinnati, I would love to give you 2 tickets to come to the game. And so they're actually flying out and they're going to be at the game. So that was like super cool. I mean, the grandpa sent me a text like a week ago and was like, I just can't even tell you how much this has changed our granddaughter's, I don't want to say life, but like she just is so fulfilled by this and she has something to look forward to. And it was just one of those things that she wanted it so badly, and she was so sad when like the other people had outbid her and her grandpa. So they're going to the zoo, they're doing like the arc encounter, they're like doing all these things.
Fun since
yeah, like a full trip out of it. So they're really excited. So yeah, it'll be a fun weekend. I'm excited. I saw the field. They put up like all the white on the outside, which that's new this year. Like I don't know if it's like padding on the walls.
I think they
did
that for the white Bengal game.
Oh, I saw something. I thought it was on Twitter that said like new addition to the whiteout game.
Maybe it's a new design, or maybe I don't know.
But it's cool how they like transform the field.
Yeah, we were walking onto the field and it says caution wet paint on the end zones.
I saw the videos of them like out there painting it. So yeah, it'll be cool. I gotta figure out what I'm wearing.
I don't.
I have a white shirt that has your face all over it, and I think I might break it out.
Cool.
Okay, Trevor.
Okay, Trevor.
One football thing
Father,
we haven't talked about, but I think it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
Like a lot happened last week. You have a new quarterback also.
Oh yeah.
How strange is that? I mean, obviously, veteran, great player, storied career, Super Bowl, first Bengals quarterback to ever have a Super Bowl championship ring. How about that stat for you? No Bengals quarterback has ever had a Super Bowl championship ring at any point in their career. But what's Joe been like? Really? Kind of getting to know him. I thought he's handled everything with incredible class. Like he's a true pro. What day did he get traded? Was it Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
So basically, from Tuesday to Sunday, he was learning the offense as good as he could, and I feel like for him, he's seen and learned so much that it's basically just about maybe different terminology, but essentially the concept of something he's already seen before or ran a million times. Like that's how he's gonna translate it in his mind. He seems, I don't know him that well. He's just got here. He seems very calm, cool, and collected. I mean, he's just he's a big football guy, like just in general. I mean, that's the only reason he's still playing, to this.
You have to be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. I think he's older than most of our coaches, which is also weird.
Yeah.
So it's like having a athletic dad out there just running the show on offense.
I thought he said something really cool when he was talking about his way down here.
Yeah.
And what everything was like on the car ride down here. And kind of touching on what's been going on with you guys this week, he said, it's weird because as an NFL player, we get it. We know what we signed up for, but sometimes it's the families that really are the ones who take things a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really interesting, given everything that's happened this week, kind of an interesting perspective to have of where we're headed and what everything looks like.
Well, I think he has 5 kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm like, did they all move here? Are they still?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he said his kids were super pumped about him coming here because of who he gets to throw the ball to. So
I'm sure.
I could imagine they were excited.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I think, I don't know if it was Chase Brown or who it was. It was a video on Twitter that he was like, I was sitting next to him and like Zach would like call out a play and he would stop for like 5 seconds and then recite the whole thing like word for word. And so like to just see that, and again, like you said, it's new, like, is verbiage, is that a word? Yeah. But he's seen it before. So for him, it's more so, okay, this is what they call this, or this is what they call that.
What they call this concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I think that tomorrow night it'll be really high energy. Hopefully can pull out a win. Would be nice. So, but yeah, thank you guys for just sticking with us. again, last week, we needed that emotional.
Hope you guys
breather.
understand.
Hope you understand.
But we're gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
Regardless of what future looks like.
Yeah.
You know, we're just gonna take it one day at a time and
Yep.
go
All you
from
can
there.
do. All you can do.
Yeah.
And we're back and we're here. So
Yeah.
obviously like, subscribe, do
Yeah.
all of those things.
All the things.
We've been quiet as well on our end of things, but I
Yeah.
think it was just a good chance to reset, kind of figure out where we are. But
Yep.
we're back together. So
Yeah.
make sure and come see us every week. And I told you guys before we started, I got several messages in our DMs and
Yeah.
stuff that just fantastic support from people.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fans out there, and I think that's been
Yeah.
a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
It is cool to see. Yeah. Well, we love you guys. Thank you for being here. Like he said, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you want to see, and we'll see y'all next week.